Good morning, everyone. This is a pre-recorded conversation that I have been looking forward to in a particularly unique way because I am meeting this person for the first time along with you. So I'm going to bring him immediately to camera rather than talk about him, and we'll explain together how it is that we know each other without knowing each other at all. Please join me in welcoming my new friend from India, Raman Nanda. Hello, Raman.
Hi, Dina. What a pleasure to meet you. Almost meet you.
Almost meet you. I could not agree more. So I want to share with the audience how you and I are connected because it's really pretty improbable that you and I are having anything to do with each other, much less consider each other, let's say, professional friends.
Yeah.
In 2020, when I was on this 2-week writing retreat, a woman who I had met very briefly through another online community named Jennifer Nash put out a notice that she was offering to lead a 21-day meditation for free. And if you wanted to sign up for it, you could. So I did because, as people in my life know, I aspire to be a meditator and am a pretty poor meditator. So I was taking this program with her, and it was really lovely. And we had the opportunity to do some interacting with the people on the call. And this number, because I didn't know who it was, and I started exchanging like, oh, I love what you're thinking. This feels very much like where I'm finding things. And it was you, Raman.
Yes, that's right.
So we decided at the end of the 21 days to sort of seek each other out on LinkedIn, I think is where we found each other.
That's right.
And then I dug into you a little bit. And in so many ways, we have nothing in common. You're a big deal business guy.
That's too much of a big statement. That's an exaggeration.
I don't think so, but we could let it go at that. But you are very much in the business world. But for whatever reason, I just felt a very deep connection to you. And it has been so joyful to, have this very peripheral developing relationship through what has been, this extraordinary time of upheaval and transformation across the globe. And to
Yeah,
now be talking with you is really just a true thrill for me. So thank you for joining me.
it's a pleasure. It's an honor. Absolutely.
Well, I'm so delighted to not just have you on, but to hear your answers to these questions because everybody's answers have had commonalities, but have also been very singular to them. And I expect nothing less from you, sir. So let's get right to it. What are one or two of the most important lessons that you learned before you turned 50 that have served you well 50 and beyond?
I think maybe in some of the LinkedIn posts I had shared about my mom. So she was a real kind of role model, working 16-hour days, looking after us, two of us, my sister and I, and my grandparents who lived with us. We were together in one house in Delhi, and she was teaching, higher mathematics in school and changing 3 buses to reach school, and then sort of cooking in the morning, giving us checking our homework in the afternoon, and then getting ready for dinner and so on. Like it was a absolute treadmill for years and years and years. So the ethic of hard work, I think, just came from that.
Yeah. Yes. I don't know how it could not if you were paying even the smallest amount of attention to see someone devote that kind of time and energy to all of these various areas of her life. I do think that is one of the reasons I really resonate with you is because I feel like you really beautifully marry your personal experiences and your childhood memories with your professional path in a way that honors the people who taught you the lessons that you have embraced, and also speaks to business people. It's really an extraordinary way that you weave those two parts of your life together. I find that very, very appealing.
I'm trying, is all
Well,
I can
trying and succeeding, trying and succeeding.
say.
What do you know now that you wish you could go back and tell your younger self?
I think there's heck of a lot. That I also work as a coach, and throughout my life, I was really in the doing and building stuff,
Mhm.
and not in the coaching and teaching part of life. So it was like, hey, we are at $100 million. Can we make it a billion? We are at X number of plants. Can we have 3X or whatever? And of course, it meant some amount of giving input to the team and so on. But the joy that I'm getting now from coaching and teaching and seeing the transformation in the lives of people, or it's almost like a validation of oneself.
Mm,
So this is something which I never had thought. And by the way, my mom was a teacher, my mom-in-law was a teacher, my wife is a teacher still. And still, I was the kind of guy only busy in execution. But now
mhm.
teaching for the last 3 years in a university, and then I run my own mini MBA kind of program. It's absolutely, not just happy, not just I get happiness, but fulfillment really.
Mm. Isn't that a gift to be able to offer as much as you receive and to receive as much as you offer?
Yeah, and the students and the participants are really smart, and you got to prepare. Very well. I think you've been teaching in life. I think, and for a 1 hour class, 5 to 10 hours is par for the course. At least. So you got to be prepared. Otherwise, they're going to be missiles flying at you. So
Yes, yes. The expectation on teachers is high. Yes.
yeah. So this is really something I didn't know before, or I may have perhaps taken a different path in my life. I don't know.
Oh, that's interesting. Let me ask you this based on what you said about your mom. Did you not go into teaching because you thought to yourself, I don't want to be on this treadmill that I've watched this woman be on, so I'm going to pursue a different path? And if that is what you thought, did you find yourself on your own kind of treadmill in the business growing sector?
I can appear to look very smart, Dana, but the fact is that 50 years back, what mattered was what your mom and dad are telling you as the right thing to do.
Mm,
And they said, hey, there's no money in teaching, and in India, it is still unfortunately by and large true.
mhm,
The money is very little, and also the fact is that they had very high expectations from me because I used to be getting straight A's everywhere and so on. So, they said, hey, you can do, many, many more things.
mm,
Not that teaching is not so good as such, but A, no money, and B, you can do many other things.
mhm. Well, what a interesting path that you found your way back to it, because I come from a multi-generational family of teachers as well,
Mhm.
both my parents, 3 of my 4 grandparents. I do think that there is a propensity to find ways to teach, whether you are formally in a classroom
Yeah.
or just living your other life. It's hard to escape that heritage a little bit.
Yep. I,
Yeah.
I I agree. Mhm.
Okay, my last question for you is, what have been some of the most joyful aspects or the pieces that have brought you the most joy since you turned 50?
Uh, I think it's couple of them. One is the children finding their partners, and then grandchildren appearing on the scene. I have 3 of them. Two live in Sunnyvale, and one lives in Hoboken near New York.
That is
Uh,
nowhere near you.
that's nowhere near me. That's only 10,000 miles away. Yeah, you're right.
Just run there for a short weekend.
Yeah, so these things, again, as I said, I am thinking that many of us, including me, look for validation. So if you think you have brought up the children well
Mhm,
and they respect you, like both my kids came almost 3 times in the last 6 months to come to India, which is a good 20-30 hour flight away, because we had a tragedy in the family, and then before that it was our 40th anniversary. So they said they just want to come for a dinner. I said, hello, it's not like New Jersey and New York. It is like a 20-30 hour flight. So seeing them hold these values is a joy.
Absolutely. And no surprise. I feel like I would have come 20 or 30 hours to celebrate something big with you, Raman, because even through the screen, even not knowing you very well, what I feel from you is your intense ability to invest in the person who's in front of you. There's no question. When we hopped on, you said to me, I'm a little bit under the weather, but a promise is a promise. That's an extraordinary personality trait. You don't know me, you don't owe me anything, and yet you showed up anyway. No wonder your children show up for you when you need them and want them.
Thank you. You're making me emotional, is all I can say.
Well, I will let you back to the end of your day. How many hours ahead are you from me? 11?
So, yeah, roughly. So it's now 7 p.m., 7:07 in India. So I'm guessing you are at 7:37 or
I'm at
something.
7:37, so 11 and a half hours, which is
Yep.
I've never heard of anybody being on the half hour from me. So
Yeah.
that was a new time distance for me.
So India is such a vast country that instead of having different time zones, we went in for the half hour situation. So we
Interesting.
are one time zone in the entire country, and we are one third the size of the U.S. in terms of land area,
Yeah.
but still we have just one time zone. So that's how they managed to compromise.
Interesting. Okay. Well, Raman, thank you so much for joining me. I just loved meeting you in this way, and I have some good friends who tell me that when I have figured out how to plan a trip to India, they will take me back there. From there, I would love to go. And if I make my way to India, I understand just getting to India does not necessarily put me close to you, but I will find a way to connect with you in person because I just loved this and so appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you, Dana. And I have to close by sharing one more fact
Oh,
with you,
good.
which is you are very special for me because my mom's birthday is 28th of December,
Oh, fantastic.
and
Is
you
your
are
mother still
29th.
alive?
No, no, I lost both of them about 7 years back, but
Okay.
it's just a day away from yours. So I said when Dana has asked me for this, hey, how can I say no? So you are the
Well,
closest to my mom's birthday, so you are very very special for me as well, Dana.
that makes me happy. I will think about your mother on the 28th, and you can think about me on the 29th, and we will be thinking about each other for 2 whole days.
Yeah, all the
Thank
best for
you.
your series. It's really a unique idea. I love it, and I'll whether I'm sick or not sick, I'll always show up whenever you want dinner.
Thank you so much, Raman. We'll be in touch soon. Everyone else, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.
Bye bye, bye
Bye-bye.
everyone, bye. And happy birthday in advance to you. Bye bye.
Thank you.